Here's what your tweet says, quote, we do, in support of climate defiance, we do not do online petitions. We do not do NGO coalition letters. We do not do fucking bus stop ads. We chase fossil fuel CEOs and the politicians who do their bidding, and we do not apologize, close quote. Did I read that correctly?
That is not my tweet, sir.
That is your tweet. I'm looking at it. Here's a copy right here. It's right off your website, Biggest Dallas.
Look, Washington is full of people who sound smart until someone actually checks what they said. Senator Kennedy checked, and what he found in that folder changed the entire temperature of that hearing room. Here is what went down and why every American needs to understand it.
Since President Biden took office, average electricity prices in the United States are up 29.4%. Are they not?
I'll have to check the data and get back to you on that, sir.
And isn't it true that electricity prices have increased under President Biden, have increased 13 times faster than the previous 7 years?
I'll have to check the data, sir.
Okay. And the National Energy Assistant Directors Association. I don't know if you're familiar with them. I've checked them out. They're a reputable group. They say that the average United States electricity bill will go up 10% this year and 10% next year. Is that correct?
Again, I'm not familiar with the data, but I can point out, sir, that in Europe,
I'm not interested
in Europe, prices are 2.5% to 3% higher.
I'm interested in our people right now who are having to,
who
are having to sell blood in order to pay their electricity bill.
Goodness.
A substantial portion of this inflation in electricity, up 30% since President Biden took office, is directly related to his energy policies. Is it not?
Energy prices fluctuate based on supply and demand of all sources of energy, yes.
I think it has nothing. Is that a yes or no?
It's a very complicated economic question.
I understand. Give me an answer. Did President Biden's policies contribute to the inflation or didn't they?
Both Republican and Democratic administrations infuse the economy with trillions of dollars, which contributes to the inflation.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't believe any Republicans voted for the Inflation Reduction Act. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Well, I do. $1.2 trillion, Green New Deal. No Republicans voted for it. You want to amend your answer?
I'll amend my answer that under President Trump and under President Biden, trillions of dollars were infused into the economy
under Trump,
and contributed to inflation.
Over 4 years, and under Biden, they went up 30% over 3 years. Which is better?
Say again, under Trump, please?
Under Trump, electricity prices went up 5%. Under Biden, they went up 30% over 3 years. Which is better?
Clearly, lower rise in electricity prices better.
All right.
However,
Dr. Suprin, let me ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
You're here at the request of my Democratic colleagues?
No, sir.
No, Dr. Suprin.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Dr. Suprin, on December 14, 2023, you tweeted in support of climate defiance. That's an entity that the Brookings Institute has called a radical climate change group. Is that correct?
I don't recall, I'm afraid.
Okay. Would this be the same climate defiance that I'm looking at your tweet, you tweeted in support of them. Would this be the same climate defiance that called Senator Joe Biden, quote, a sick fuck?
I don't know, but as I
Would this be the same climate defiance that called Senator Lisa Murkowski a murderer?
I do not know. As I said in my statement...
Would this be the same climate defiance who told the CEO of Exxon to, quote, eat shit, Darren, close quote?
I'm not responsible for the statements of other
Nice
people.
group you're
and I also
hanging
do not know
around
the
with,
answer.
Doc. Here's what your tweet says. Quote, we do, in support of climate defiance, we do not do online petitions. We do not do NGO coalition letters. We do not do fucking bus stop ads. We chase fossil fuel CEOs and the politicians who do their bidding, and we do not apologize, close quote. Did I read that correctly?
That is not my tweet, sir.
That is your tweet. I'm looking
I
at
believe
it.
this is
Here's a copy right here. It's right off your website, Biggest Dallas. On
I'm almost
October
certain that that is not
31,
my tweet, sir.
2023, you said this on Twitter. Quote, climate justice was coined by our movements to locate it as a struggle against genocidal racial injustice, colonialism, and apartheid. If your climate justice doesn't stand with the Palestinians against colonialism and apartheid, then your climate justice has no justice in it, close quote. Did you say that?
I believe not.
Here it is,
May
bigger than Dallas.
I please see the documents?
Yes, sir, and the witnesses' documents there.
May I please
And the
point out that
senators,
this form
the
of...
senator's time has expired, and there are other senators waiting.
I've got a bunch more tweets. Thank you for your objective advice,
I'm sure you
Doc.
do. You can make
Democrats brought 2 academics into that Senate hearing to defend Biden's climate and energy record, Columbia professor Dr. Cohen and Harvard researcher Dr. Supran. Credentials loaded, confidence high. Problem is, Kennedy did not come to debate. He came with printed evidence. Electricity prices, that is where it started. 5% increase under Trump over 4 years, 30% increase under Biden in 3 years. Kennedy asked Cohen to explain the difference. Cohen kept saying he needed to check the data. This man was called as an energy policy expert and could not speak to energy prices without checking. When Kennedy finally pushed him to just answer which number was better, Cohen said the lower one. That was the expert testimony Democrats paid for. Then, Kennedy asked whether a single Republican voted for the Inflation Reduction Act, the bill sold to Americans as the solution to all of this. Cohen did not know. 0 Republicans voted for it. One party decided how your electricity gets priced and then brought in professors to explain why you should be grateful. Then it got personal. Kennedy pulled Supran's public Twitter record. Supran endorsed Climate Defiance, a group the left-leaning Brookings Institution itself called radical. This group publicly attacked Biden with profanity, called Senator Murkowski a murderer, sent explicit messages to an oil CEO. Supran sat in that chamber and said he was not responsible for other people's words. Kennedy looked at him and said, "Nice group, Doc." 3 words that said everything. Then the retweet defense. Supran claimed the posts were retweets, not his original words. Kennedy asked one question: do you retweet things you disagree with? Supran said no. So he agreed with all of it, he just did not want to own it under oath. Kennedy submitted the full archive to the congressional record before his time expired, granted without objection. This is the real issue. These were not neutral scientists. They were political advocates with institutional titles. When someone with a Harvard badge publicly supports groups calling senators murderers and then claims scientific objectivity in front of Congress, that is a credibility problem. Kennedy did not need to debate climate science. He just needed to read what they already wrote. And he did. 1 folder, 2 experts, 0 clean answers. Kennedy did not attack the science. He just held the witnesses to their own public record. That's what accountability looks like. Like this video, subscribe to Right Pulse, share it with someone who needs to see it, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters here.